Good morning and welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm your host, Tawana Wright, and today we're going to have exercise with Jerri Haslem. But folks, we want to remind you, AARP is empowering people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization with more than 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate on their behalf, all of them without regard to politics. Folks, since the pandemic began, AARP Alabama has been conducting a series of events aimed at healthy living, and we're trying to make sure that folks are staying active and engaged while they're at home. So, mindful movement is one of the activities that we've been doing. We have a series of exercise and yoga activities every Tuesday morning at 10, and we're delighted that you've chosen to join us this morning. So, Jerri, let's talk to the folks a little bit. What are we doing this morning?
I'm well this morning, Tawana. We are going to do some low cardio this morning. When we think cardio, we always think fast, fast, fast. But listen, we can do cardio, low impact, and make a difference.
Well, that sounds great, Jerri. Folks, we want to remind you that before you begin any exercise routine, you need to consult with your physician to make sure that your body is able to conduct these exercises without causing you any hurt or harm. So, Jerri, take it away.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. And I am so excited that we're in this fall, a new month. We're in November. And what I want you to realize is even in your home, in your office, you can still move. So today we're going to take on low impact cardio. And when I say that, I want you to think about getting up out of that chair. I know a lot of times we're on one call after the next when it comes to Zoom and all the meetings that we have. But I want you to take just a moment this morning to stand up and let's get this body up and moving. And if you would stand up today, I want you to take your feet and just put them maybe hip distance, shoulder width apart. I want you to feel comfortable with your balance when you do that. And what I want you to do right now is just put your hands on your thighs. Let your body roll down. Let's just roll down for just a bit, just to roll down. And then just roll up. Just a little bit, okay? I'm going to take my feet just a little bit apart, just a little bit more apart, I should say. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, and let's just roll down. Let's just roll down a little bit. Right there, hold it, and then tuck and roll up. I want you to think about rolling up and not coming up flat, but just rolling that body up, warming up that body just a little bit, okay? Again, let's drop those hands on those thighs. There we go. Where's my smile? And just let that body roll down just a little bit. And when you do that, think about tucking and rolling up. Let that head roll all the way up. I hope that felt good. We're going to do one more, okay? Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's just roll down. And once we get there, let's just roll that body up. Very good. Okay, I'm going to bring my legs in some. And right here, I'm just going to take my hands out and roll those arms up, stand up, and press it down. So it's really two moves. I'm almost sitting down just a little bit, taking my arms, extending them above my head, and bringing them all the way back down. Now, we can do that a little bit faster or slower, depending on how comfortable you are, because I want you to feel comfort when you're doing these moves. We're going to do it a little bit quicker. So I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to stand up. I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to stand up. It's a little bit of a squat. I'm taking my hands over my head, and I'm just pulling my palms together and taking it down. So coming up and down. I want 4 more, a little bit faster. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I hope that felt good for you, okay? Now, let's think about that lower body. Right here, I want you just to go a little bit of a march in place. So it's just a low march in place. And remember, you can do this at your own pace. You can decide, you know what, I got 5 minutes, I got 10 minutes, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to move, okay? So we're just marching in place, just marching in place. You can move those arms if you want to. Moving those arms, there we go. Marching in place, our low cardio. 4, 3, 2, and 1. How about that? Hopefully you're feeling like, you know what, feeling a little bit warm. I hope so, okay? So right here, I'm going to take those knees and bring them up a little bit higher. Now, of course, you don't have to do this. And if you're not comfortable with your balance, of course, you can hold on to something, a chair, the wall, or whatever. But I'm going to bring those knees up a little bit higher, okay? High knees. And my high knees and your high knees, they don't have to be the same thing. Some days, my high knees are not as high as other days, okay? So we're just bringing that knee up. I want 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hope that felt good, okay? So our high knees, our low march, and we can put that together. A high knee and little bitty marches. A high knee and little bitty marches. A high knee, and then 3 little marches on the floor. A high knee. We can do high knees. We can go back to little bitty marches. Using that as a combination from high to low, mixing it, doing maybe 8 here, and then marching in place 8 low. Whatever you're comfortable with, I want you today to just try to just push yourself a little bit further because you deserve it, okay? So we're not going to cheat ourselves. So let's go with a few more high knees, okay? So it's a high knee, and then let's just do some marches on the floor. Marches on the floor. We could take that march if we wanted to a light jog. That is totally an option. You don't have to do it. You can keep it right there, marching in place. But if you feel like, you know what, I want to add a little bit of maybe taking one foot a little bit faster, that's always an option. What I want you to understand with cardio is you don't have to be panting, out of breath, feeling like you can't go any further to do cardio. Cardio should be something that should be fun, that should be enjoyable. It should not feel like a task. So when we hear that word or when we think of cardio, I want you to think about moving your body in a fun way. I want you to think about if you turn on your music to your favorite song and you just move your body, that's cardio. Cardio is not defined by what someone else says. It's defined about your movement, okay? So let's imagine we've got our favorite music on and we're just gonna march in place. We're marching in place. And we could do this, we could say, you know what? I'm watching television and the next commercial that comes on, I'm gonna stand up and march in place. There we go. We're just gonna move, we're gonna march in place. If I want to, I can take this into a light jog. If I want to. Maybe my knees don't want to do that today. Maybe my hips don't want to do that today. But whatever you're doing, keep moving, okay? So let's just do this for about, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Can you do that for me? Just jog, a light jog in place. And when you do this, I want you to feel comfortable that you can say your name or you can say my name, like Jerri, I got this. Because I want you to be able to do this and have a conversation, okay? So it's a light jog. And these 20, 30 seconds will fly by, I promise. A light jog, but again, you can march in place. You don't have to do a jog ever. No, you don't. You can march in place. So we're gonna do this just a few more seconds. There we go. Now where's my smile? Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's take it to a march. Let's take it to a march. There we go. That march. And if we want to, let's finish it up with a few high knees, okay? High knees. High knees. 4, 3, 2, and 1. moving that body and understanding that it is so important for you to keep moving. Because you know they say, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So I want you moving, standing or sitting, but move those feet, okay? We're gonna add on some more cardio at the bottom. And what I'm gonna do, I don't want you to get fixed with looking at me. I want you to feel, make sure you have space around you. Because again, I remind you, this session is all about you, period, no one else. And I'm just grateful that I can give you some information to be able to do these things, but it's truly your session. So make sure you have some clear space around you, okay? And what you're gonna do, we're just gonna step side to side. And when we do this, lots of times, because first of all, we walk forward. We don't walk side to side, so it's a little bit unnatural to step side to side. And it also addresses your balance, okay? So we're just gonna step side to side. We're stepping side to side. Now what we could do, we can make this faster, okay? We can add a little bit of a little bounce to it, but we're just side to side, our cardio. And we can go from singles to doubles, but I wanna make sure you still see me, okay? And I wanna get out of the view of the camera, but if we wanted to, we go from singles to 2 steps, okay? So let's do 8 more of these. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm gonna ask you something. Was that step wide? Or were you just giving me a little bitty baby step? I know I want that step to be wide. I want you to exaggerate that step. I want you to work that balance, that inner thigh, that outer thigh, working that body side to side, that cardio. Now, what I want you to understand is we could add a little hop to it, and we don't have to add a hop to it. All about options. Understanding cardio can be low, medium, high, and just, it's up to you. But I want us, the most important thing I want us to be is safe. That's it. We're not here to try to do anything that's not safe. So let's go with those step touches again, okay? We're taking this, and I'm just coming from one side to the other, and I'm making this where I have to actually reach forward. I've got to take that leg out when I do this. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go 2 times. You still see me 2 times, okay? So it's a double move. And don't worry about looking at me, just I want you to feel comfortable in your surroundings, okay? So we've got 2 steps. We've got 2 steps. We're gonna do 4 more of these, okay? Make sure you got some space. There we go. I want 1 more, and then I'm just gonna bring it to the center, okay? Understand that movement, we can take that up, or we could leave it there. We could add hops if we wanted to. But now, let's just take 1 leg out. So we're just gonna step the leg out. We were at first moving, but let's just do a step out. So not a step touch, we're just stepping out. We're stepping out. We can make it a little hop with it, a little bounce with it. So it's a step out. So 1 leg is going out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you know what we have to do. We have to do the opposite side. You just can't do one side, okay? So give me a smile and just step out. You're just stepping out. You can add a little rock to it, a little bounce to it, and you can do these things without hopping, okay? A lot of times we see hops. We may not like that. So we can just step out. It's a little step out. A little 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. How does that feel? Okay? I want you to think about, we've done upper body, we've done lower body, excuse me. What if we add some arms to those moves? Okay? And again, This is an option. You don't have to, okay? So our arms are down right here by my side, okay? And then I can bring them halfway, so I can just bring them here. I don't have to take them completely over my head. I can just bring them here as if I'm doing a bicep with that. So I can step out with the bicep, step out with the bicep. And notice I can do this without using any additional weight, using my body weight to do it. I can take those arms out, giving me just low impact at the bottom and bringing those arms up, not clenching my fist, but squeezing that bicep. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I hope that you tried that. And what we can do, we took those arms up, we could take those arms out. Okay, so we're just taking those arms out. We're just taking them out chest level. And understand, the higher you take your arms, like if you feel like, well, maybe that may be a little bit too strenuous, or maybe you want to add something to it, taking your arms above your head, that's going to add to that intensity, just because you're taking your arms above your heart, your chest level. And if you feel like that's too much, then just leave your arms by your side. All of these things are options that I want you to take to fit for your personal cardio, okay? Understanding everyone is different. Some days you feel like, oh my goodness, I can take my arms above my head, I can jump. Some days that may not be something you want to do, okay? So when we take our arms out, we're going to add those legs at the bottom, okay? So we're going to step out, arms are out. So the arms are going out, and we can add just a little bit of dip to it if we like to, but we don't have to, okay? You can make this right where you are, okay? So it could just be a touch out, a touch, just stepping out to the side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. How does that feel? I hope your heart rate is coming up. I hope that you're getting a little bit warm and feeling like, you know what? I've got that body moving. I've got that cardio going on. I want to explain to you just briefly what is cardio when you hear that, because that's a term that's just, what is cardio? And like I told you, it can be anything. You can do cardio out gardening in your yard. You can do cardio at different levels because it's raising your personal heart rate. So you don't have to be out there running a full court basketball to have cardio. What we're doing could be your cardio, okay? Understanding that. So we've got that lower body, that upper body. Let's add on to that. Let's say, you know what, Jerri, I would love to do a jumping jack, but my knees, it doesn't like that impact. What can I do to modify that? I'm glad you asked. We can simply not add that bounce. So we can just take those arms out to the side and we're stepping, and we can take them out, up. We can alternate. Now this is a little bit more, I guess, I'm not going to say advanced, but you see how I'm using both legs and I'm taking the arms halfway, all the way, halfway and down, halfway, all the way, halfway and down. This is a jumping jack without the bounce. Who cares? We're still moving. I tell people, it doesn't matter where or how you start in a race, the finish line doesn't move. Once you get there, you're the winner. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one, okay? So now let's talk about how long should I be doing cardio? Oh my goodness, I feel like, this class is an hour, or it's 45 minutes, or it's 30 minutes. Your cardio can be what you like for it to be. You can break that up. Yes, we always are saying be active and moving. Give me 30 minutes. Maybe time-wise, you only have 15. So maybe you have 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon. Doesn't matter, that's 30. Or maybe you have a whole hour. Whatever that is, working in little increments can go a long way. So it's not a set recipe. Oh my goodness, you got to be moving 2 hours a day to feel accomplished. Absolutely no way. We're not having that. I'm taking you from 5 minutes to whatever you have to repeating those cycles. That's your cardio. That is my recommendation. Feeling good, feeling accomplished, not feeling like you've been punished. Exercise is not a punishment. It is being energized and empowered by the things that we do. So I want this cardio to be fun. Who wants to do something that's not fun? Okay? Remember, your own pace, your own race, your own cardio, that's what makes a difference. I personally think that exercise, which I love, has been used sometimes as a punishment. You're late, give me laps. You didn't do this, give me laps. So it makes people feel like, oh, this is a bad thing. I'm here to tell you it's a wonderful thing. I want you to embrace that, okay? Now, what I want us to do, a few more jumping jacks without the jump, okay? So if we're ready, let's just start with the halfway and down, stepping each leg out, halfway and down, okay? I don't have to add any bounce to this at all. I hope you understand that. And then if I want to include taking my hands above my head, I can do that. So I can just alternate halfway, all the way, halfway and down. How about that? There we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. How about that? Again, cardio, marching in place. Our high knees, taking if we want to a little jog. We don't have to go anywhere. We can stay in place and do this. And we don't have to put a jog in. We can just march, okay? Just marching. Then I want you to feel comfortable with your heels. So if you're just taking a heel and stepping it out in front of you, just a heel. This is your low impact jump rope. Yeah, who knew? So we've got our imaginary jump rope in our hands. There we have it. And we're just taking those heels out like a heel dig. We can add the arms. Look at us. We're jumping without that bounce. Now we can add it if we want to, okay? I want 4, 3, 2, and 1. We can take those heels out, or we could just use our arms. We can sit down with a little bit of a bounce, but not a hop, and it's our own imaginary jump rope, okay? So I'm just doing just a little bit of a dip, just a little dip, coming back up, adding my arms, doing my own version of my jump rope, okay? So if this is your first time, or if you follow me all the time, the only thing that I require in this class is a smile. So give me your smile, give it to me. Take those hands out for that imaginary jump rope, and let's go. Okay? We're jumping, and we're not putting any pressure on our knees because we're taking those hips down and just a little dip. Okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We could also alternate with our heels, okay? So if you don't want to add your arms at first, your hands are just down here resting on your hips. We're taking that foot out. We can over exaggerate it, and we can add the arms to it if we want to. All of these are options. That's the beauty of it. It's your options. There we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you didn't stand up today and you were sitting in your chair, everything we did, guess what? You could do. You could sit in that chair and step those legs out. I always try to give you modifications and let you know whether you're standing or sitting, just keep moving, okay? So if you were sitting, You still can use those arms. You can still take those arms above your head. Everything we do, I want it to be enjoyable, and I want you to understand that low impact cardio is your favorite music, is watching your favorite show, is doing your thing that gets that heart rate up and make you feel absolutely amazing. So I have totally enjoyed this session. I hope that you were doing it. And if not, you can come back and watch it later and do it when you have the time. So Tawana, what do you think? How are you on that?
That's great, Jerry. I did the exercises sitting at the chair because I was working on my computer, running our show. But you're like you said, all the exercises can be done in a chair if you can't stand up to do them. So thank you again for making us, giving us these exercises that we can do both standing and sitting. Low impact cardio matters.
Yes.
All right, folks, we got a short commercial to show you about our upcoming events. A reminder that we have a guardianship class following this show at 11 o'clock. You can go to AARP Alabama events to find information on that class. But here's a list of our upcoming events. Thanks for joining us.